Hello there, humans and oddities of the internet. This is Observoddy, and I'm doing just a quick stream. I forgot to start the music before I started. Whoopsie. So yeah, I figured I'd do a quick chat, and as you can see, I spent like 2 hours going through all of my game catalogs and throwing up some games on there so we could do a spin wheel. Since I have not been able to decide, nor has it been a while since I've taken inventory of any of the games that I haven't streamed before. So, yeah. Figured out do that. Figure what we're doing next week. You gonna land on Warframe again? Keep doing this to me. Even in the trial runs. Oh, I said Warframe. And part of the reason I'm doing this stream is because I kinda got a few too many of those tarot thingies saying that being flaky and undecisive with my schedule and things is going to chase people away, so I decided, might as well pop in real quick, do this. Maybe that's 2 out of 3. Well, that would actually take a while, wouldn't it? Oh, right, I can't click directly on the main screen. It has to be on this little interaction window. Maybe I'll try to stream twice. What would be a second option? You can hit Cyberpunk. Really? Well. Perhaps I'll try to go to two streams. Of course, I got to figure out what time on a Saturday I would be available. I'd be in the evening. Would probably be the best time. All right, well, the wheel has decided. Which means I need to go into my thing and find the schedule. I forgot that it he's slightly behind, and my voice would play out of the speakers if I turn this on. Let's see. I need to go to my channel, videos and stuff. It's been a while since I've seen my panels. It's been a while since I've checked a lot of things, honestly. Been so busy. Let's see. I was going to do some art too, hence the art thingy. The label. Let's see. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Scheduling. What tab is that in? Create a dashboard. Post your schedule. Yeah, but I don't like doing it from this menu. I need to get to the other one. No, wait, that's where I was. You see my bitrate is unstable slightly for some reason. Discovery, engagement, community, follower list, content, clips, copyright manager, settings, channel? No. Stream? No. Moderation? There it is, schedule. It is in the channel. It's just on an off tab for some reason. Oh no, this is not the same. I can find it when I go directly to my channel when I'm not live. It's a shame. I hate this version. It's highly inaccurate. Well, every Saturday. Well, we did Warframe first. So I suppose that would go into not Friday. Our Fridays. Probably not the best time. I guess put Warframe on Saturdays. It definitely isn't going to be at 12. Not at noon. Have to be at like 6:30. Just in case. There's also a possible chance, especially the first time, that I would be late. There's also a bunch of things I need to turn Warframe on for. For instance, it's been a while, so it probably has to update. There's also probably a bunch of settings I have to set up for not ruining things for people who haven't seen some of the earlier story bits. And I'll have to go through the whole story from the beginning forward, just so everybody can get that kind of experience. Know what's going on, you know. At least to some degree. Sometimes Warframe really leaves you hanging on that end. But it is a pretty good game and story and stuff. So Warframe is on Saturdays. Why did you put it for Mondays? See, this is why I don't like this one. I said Saturday. Okay, I just had to refresh the page. Let's see. There won't be any more Zenless for a little while. What was the other one? Oh yeah, Cyberpunk. You're gonna have to re-download that too. I don't even have the DLC either. It has been a while since I played that one, so. Alright, well. Gonna have to turn that on and set things up. Look up for some videos, make sure I don't don't have the right settings on, since there's sometimes nudity and stuff that can't probably be streamed, I don't think. So that's gonna have to be edited in the settings of that. Alright. Well, with that out of the way, suppose I can get rid of the wheel. Boom, it's gone. Just toggle the visibility on it. Let's see. I don't think this arrangement's gonna work for doing the art because of the weirdness of it. I suppose I can switch to the other scene. Hang on. Yeah, this will probably do. I had to make myself smaller again, though. Oh no, where did I go? Okay, there I am. I'm down here. One more. So maybe two up. Okay. Oh, wait, this mouse doesn't touch that computer. That's right. Also, does my drawing pad even work when I have the capture card going? It might not. It's been a while since I've tried this. I feel like it would. I've done a few streaming before with art. The Milky Way that I've not touched in months. Don't pay attention to that severed head. That was a failed project for the model you see before you. It was like the first attempt. Probably wouldn't have gone well. But I'd continued forward with it anyway. Let's see. So this is what the art thingy I've been talking about. It's another background. I have been working on it. Does this work? Oh, it does. Good. Things all squished. All my menus and stuff. Let's see if I can alter it just a wee bit. And they mostly stay between this range, and that should be good there. Yeah, it's kind of annoying not to have access to all the tools over here. But what else am I supposed to do? Let's see. I touch this one too often. This one's definitely necessary. Honestly, so is the color picker, so that's not great. Having it squished like this isn't exactly the best now, is it? But I need to have access to this. But anywho, as you can see, I have been working on this somewhat. Still figuring things out. It's a very perspective-y kind of drawing. But I have ideas and stuff that I'm trying to get worked out. A lot of the line work is bad because this is technically like sketching stage, I guess. I'm still not like an actual artist, to be honest. But I try. Especially since I can't afford to have commissions and such. What was I doing before? And I seem to be unfortunately placed. Let me just. Let me to the other side. Probably about there. Maybe there. That way I'm out of the main view and not in front of any of the necessary menus to do what I'm trying to do. But this was the idea that I've been working on. I also have a shoddily drawn up desk idea. Mostly I'd put that there for perspective's sake. Because I would be sitting behind the desk, obviously. Essentially kind of the, what was it, the scene we started on? Where I was just in front of the background with the wheel and all that. Technically, this is supposed to replace that scene. So that if it's just me in the picture, you know, I can do that. But for now, it's still a work in progress. Admittedly, I haven't gotten too much done today. I was mostly playing with colors. Trying to figure out what I want to do with it. Well, that and this, between the tiles, I figured I'd make it look like copper and stuff. Since I'm a sci-fi boy, I thought it would look neat between the metallic and or porcelain tiles. Give it that sci-fi vibe to fit the rest of the room. But it was a little difficult, considering I had to figure out how to not have to do every single crack by hand. That would have been annoying. But for the moment, this is where I am at. And this is just the sketchy stage, like I said. But then again, where was I working last? I remember. Technically I have a shelf for over. Oh, that's the previous shelves. Right, left. So technically you can put shelves over there too. But I was hoping to put something else different on that side, so that's why those are off. I also should have made this part below the ventilation shafts blue like the other bits. This doesn't quite look right. Having the middle brown. Which one was it again? What color did it, what are the blue, which of the blues should I use for that? It's like this one or this one. I know I'm gonna have to do a lot of work to make that water pool look right once I actually get around to the drawing stage. I will also admit that the tiles are not 100% hand drawn. It was a brush I found online and then kind of just made a whole layer of it and then used a warp tool to make it actually fit the perspective as best as I could. Because Lord knows I don't have the talent nor the patience necessary for that kind of hand-drawn tile work. Especially that spacing. You know how hard it would be to hand draw all those very tiny, like 2 pixel gaps? Take forever. And to get them all accurate too. That would be a pain. Did come up with this window though. That was nice. Jelly bean windows to fit around the round door. Gives it this cool little effect with the sidewalls. Especially once I colored them different colors. Also should have had more of that blue go down here. But I did not add that layer. Should have. But the color's on a completely different layer, so it won't have worked out anyway. Alright. The thing I was doing before. Where is that setup layers? There it is. So what I'm doing currently, as you can see on the top second story, I'm putting in some shelves. And I figured, you know, it'd be easier to just take the 2 lines from the ceiling up there and transition them downwards slowly to make the difference of the shelves. That being said, let's see, I need the keyboard for this, because I don't know how else to do it. This will move down here. Not that much. I also probably have to move the other shelves too. So I'm going to have to slowly bring the shelves further and further down to give that perspective of stuff getting closer to you. Probably not that much though. I'll go back up just a wee bit. All right. Copy this sucker, do it again. Then again, the lines themselves were supposed to represent different shelves, which I probably need to make them bigger too. How to do that in a way that doesn't do weird stuff. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which there's an easier way to do this. I mean, fast. What's the difference? Probably that takes a lot more processing power, my guess. Worst case scenario, I'll just have to redo some of this in a way. Put you there. Oh, I know. Where's that one funky tool? Come here, you. I know how to make it wider slightly. Selection, baby. It's gonna take a sec because it's wobbly. Or I'm wobbly. Either way. Also, my drawing pad does not have a screen that shows what you're working on, so I only doing this in a way that is very much like using a mouse. Okay, back up to this tool. All right, that'll work. But then you got to go back down to this thing, select this because it's not going to let that go. Deselect. Then go back down to this shelf. Select the move tool again to readjust for what we just changed. Then we do it again until it disappears below the second floor. Which it might do after this one, because it's going to get a progressively bigger gap than the last one. All I need to do is not touch the upper line or go through the bottom line until I'm all the way around. Whoop. There you go. Which then gives us the free movement. Isn't that one of those rules you're supposed to avoid where the lines shouldn't overlap with each other? Because that'll just be weird. Create some sort of weird focus issue. So we'll leave it there then. But that will do for those lines in the shelving. At least it should. Then again, this one up here looks a little too thin. All right, I have to deselect that before I do anything else. Okay. So you. Let's see, bring out the pen pad again, because I'm probably going to have to do the funky. Snag. Yoink. Now, Kadok. So then we just take this sucker. Why isn't it moving? How did I not move to the right one? I didn't. Good thing that it still transfers over, though. Okay. So that'll move there. Oh, right. Deselect tool, if you don't mind. Wish I could know how to do that a lot easier. Go back to this one. In which case, that line would drop below. Means don't have to worry about it anymore. Good. And the question is how do I continue that circle line thingy all the way around to keep the same line onto the next shelf next to it? Or we have this little gap over here. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I don't know what to do. Except guess. Well, let's grab that one. Copy that. Let's rename these real quick so I don't lose track of who is who. Of course, my phone's in the way of the backspace button. That's number 2, even though it's technically going down. Jeez. Do 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 do. 3, 4. Oh, all right. So then we nope. Paste that again. It's gonna give us this. Okay, and that's obviously not gonna line up, but if we do something like that, we can eventually, hopefully, get it to line up somewhat. Come on, baby. What did you do? Don't do that. Okay, something like that. Then we can take the eraser. Where's that? Turn off the middle bar so we don't do things we regret. I'm gonna need this to be a little bit bigger, my dude. Bigger than that. 60, there we go. Rid of the top line, because we don't need you anymore. And it's confusing to look at. Then take this sucker. Go that way. But maybe save the rest for when I need it later. So I can just reuse the same curved line every time. That way I can get a better understanding of how this perspective sucker is going to work. So we're going to copy you again. Paste you so I don't have to keep dealing with two lines and all that. Okay. Then we paste you again. Oh, there were more lines up there. Okay, well, let's just take a quick second to get rid of that. Get rid of that sucker. Paste layer again, but this time we're going to have to make it a little bit longer. Realign it with the next one down. Maybe we can just bring... No, that doesn't quite work. How's that? That looks like it works. Though I feel like the line should be more aggressive. Then again, it is supposed to be a big gazebo with enough space on both floors that there's a big ass tree growing in the middle. So, hard to say, really. I am still but a novice, but I have some understanding of three-dimensional objects. And it is in away from the edge a bit, so probably not. More aggressive curve would probably happen somewhere over here, actually. And maybe? I'm just guessing, to be honest. Wait, that layer, because we're already pretty different from the first one. And this one is more likely to match without less effort. Go like that. Boom. Question is that correct? Kind of feel like no is the answer. I feel like it should be more aggressive like that, maybe. Not quite as that. Doesn't really match up with the other one. Let's see. What can I do to get this line to look right? Probably needs to be more curved is what it is. Okay, well, let's go back to where we were before real quick. Just put that. Nope, nope. Okay, that's where we thought we had it. But starting to second guess everything. Let's just go ahead and merge all these extra lines so I don't have to keep up with them. I could just turn them off. That's way too aggressive, good sir. Guess I'll just have to do this. And then undo that so I know where I'm going. Okie doke. Let's see. I have been using 4. What do you mean, no? Oh, is it because it's invisible? The layer we're on. Let's see. Something closer to that. But not quite, because it does have to not be exactly the same as the... I don't know if I'm doing this right. I think maybe... something like that, I think. That one's off. Yeah, the other one was probably off too, by the look of it. Not very smooth of my fingers, but that's also not unnormal. I'm not all that great at this. Now compare the two. Somehow more correct looking, but also not very well at curves. Perhaps. Let's bring you back real quick so I know where the center is. I always gotta warp these two. The curve happened somewhere back here. Right, I had to warp it to fit. So upward seems to do the trick. Okay, so let's try the alternate. Let's try to match the lowermost boy, I think. Both pretty much writing that right there. So, if I recall, you gotta unsnap this so it doesn't move when you switch to the different type of morphin. That's right, it's also really hard to freaking see where you're going. I keep it straight. It's not very straight. There you. Okie dokie. What I wanted to do was select this so I could get it on center as close as possible. Symmetrical, baby. Here we go. Didn't quite stay where it was, but I just do that. It should about fit. Or not. Perhaps following using the ceiling wasn't quite the best idea. But it is pretty close. Just go ahead and do the same thing again. See if this looks better. It's all about trying to figure everything out. Where everything's supposed to be. Okay. Not terrible. Go ahead and paste again. Of course, obviously, these lines are too fat. Then again, they aren't really following the same perspective as the ceiling, so that's making it look a little weird. Hmm. 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 Yeah, it's making it look a little too wide up there. Isn't it? Hmm. Perhaps I should have brought those down a little bit more. In a way. Hmm. Yeah. More you put up, the more obvious it might get. So slap another one on up there. Might as well put the final one on there. Yoink. Okay. So have those all focused. Let's see. Da, 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 da. 3, 2, and 1. That does make the top shelf look really small. Hmm. Do, 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 do. I'm gonna paste one more just because I have to hide that one. So I'm gonna merge them all and see what happens. Merge, 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 and merge. Okay. So do 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 do. And if I start bringing it down, it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't either. If I smash this in a little bit. Equal smash till it's in the center again. Boom. Okay. Then bring this down. Nope, that does not work. Can I bring this down again? Well, that definitely doesn't work. Well, maybe if I do that. That back up just a wee bit. Hmm. That makes the top one too big. Hmm. Unclick this here. Then maybe go for the other type. I'll go off sideways. Bring that down like that. Bring it up till this makes sense again. No, I definitely smashed it too much. Brought the angle in right, but it didn't keep the spacing good. Hmm. Do 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 dee. Do dee do 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 do. Boo doo doo doo. Okay, because if anything, top one is the one giving me issue. Or maybe not. Something those two. Okay, so time to figure this out. Why doesn't this work so well? You know, it definitely work. Let's make this more confusing and not get rid of any of these, just in case I'm wrong. Do, 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 do. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright, not bad. Hmm. I think I see the problem. Okay. Copy that one. Paste that layer. Bring the angle in just right. Continue to do it again. There we go. Now I'm getting it. Copy that layer. Well, actually, hold up. Because that needs to be slightly bigger than the last one. It was about the same size. Paste layer. Yeah, that'll have to do. Or no, probably about there. Well, that's going to make things confusing, isn't it? But it do the job. Does much better than what I had previously. Gotta get rid of all the excess. At least I figured it out. I don't need the stabilizer anymore. At least I hopefully I don't. What's the size of this thing? 60? Looks so small for a 60. Hmm. Okay, so first off, might as well use this guy to be the big eraser. Just that is not a shelf. That is a window edge support. Next to that sucker. Then we definitely don't need all of this junk up here. You can leave. All this excess. It's unnecessary. Technically, this stuff too. It's all going to be covered up by the floor and or ceiling. The floor ceiling. All right, I have the mirror on. Should be fine. And this is the point where we get a little closer. Save them edges. So everything looks right. You're going to get covered up by that. Okay. So I was just thinking, wait a minute, why is there white lines and a fog on this area. That's because it's going to be the stairs. But if I do that now, I'm going to take it off the other side that is not blocked by the stairs. I put way too much effort into this. Let's see. Considering this is basically just like the sketch prototyping of the whole thing. There we go. Last two to catch this edge. All that just to make sure that this one spot will exist on this side and we get this whole side. Some of this is even going to get blocked by the upper story of the tree. Is it worth putting in that much effort? Kind of, maybe. I don't know. Doing it anyway. Boo doo doo doo. Bow bow bow. Bow bow bow. Hey, wait, where's the... Oh, did I close it? Nice. Oh, right, this is the game channel. I didn't open it on this page. That's right. Okie dokie. Well, I have made shelves. Also, this will probably get blocked too. Since those are supports. Actually, wait a minute. Undo that, because technically there's a little bit more finesse to be done with the part beyond that edge, because it's got to meet the support in order to be a bookshelf. Hmm. Well, I could just copy this. I have to paste it first. Oh, there's still more of that circle way up in there? Yes, yes, phone. I know it's almost bedtime. I have to wake up early because job. I now see why I shouldn't have braced those so soon. Oh, that can be fixed. Those back. Probably about there. Copy it now. Then shift and go back to where we were. And now paste. So they're longer. Boom. And then I just got to do the touch up with them too. We have perfectly good guidelines for shelves. All the proper perspective bits cooked in. Or at least it looked that way anyway. I might be slightly wrong. An actual artist comes along, tells me otherwise. Yoink. Why did I even touch that one? It's not even going to be there. Yoink. Do 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 do. Yes, watch me delete pixels, isn't it great? Forging myself a room. A digital space of the internet. Shape. Okay. That's good. This is unnecessary. So you may go. It's a little bit of flats, but that's still connected to the other layer. All right, and if recalled, yes, there's still a bugger way up in there somewhere. We shall increase you to the maximum and see if we can't catch him by swinging around the mouse. Hope we get all his little bits. We did. Yay. Who did the other one? He's up here somewhere. Throw it back and forth. No, 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 no. Get it? Yeah. Okay, now the other part that needs to be finessed. Might have to reduce the size of this down to a certain amount. Do that. I said undo, good sir. Might as well combine these while we're at it, so it does both. Yeah, we don't need you guys anymore. Like I said earlier, make it more complicated for myself. Remove that one. 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 Yeah, sure. Might as well. Remove that sucker. Okay, just that one. I got storage shelves. That would be the supports. Okie dokie. I'm gonna do a little bit of trimming for them as well. But first, we gotta size these suckers up. It's not gonna work. Not that way specifically. Hmm. It's not right either. No. Be more aggressive. Probably like that. A little bit more over, maybe. About there. Okie dokie. That should do. There we go. Back to 4. Honestly, a line tool would still be usable in this situation. Especially how fat these suckers got from all that warping. But I need it just for the sketch and knowing how things are supposed to be shaped. As for the more in-dimensional parts of this shelf, it's probably not going to be necessary, considering what I'm planning. Since I'm a sci-fi person, I want to use actual books. What I'm planning is something that looks like books, but is more techy. But parts of the shelf that I have done would technically be necessary to make it look proper. That being said, technically didn't have plans for up here that would work because of the weird stuff. I mean, the tree's blocking most of it, so technically I don't actually have to do anything up there. It is really close to the ceiling edge. Or no, that also technically gets covered by the tree, doesn't it? Because if I were to find all the stuff... A lot of this isn't going to actually exist. I mean, shoot, most of the shelves on the left side are going to be blocked by the stairs. Let's see. What can I figure? Well, I'm going to do this. I might as well at least get these little guys right here. That looks like it makes sense. These guys too. All right. I guess I technically don't need this down here either. Why am I using the mouse when I have a pad? Way more accurate and faster. Though, when I do this, it doesn't like to follow it off screen like it does with the mouse. It would be way easier if it did. All right. Cut that off. That way we don't have unnecessary excess. Like, and that's still on you, isn't it? While I'm here. Da 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 da. Kadoki? Should do. Oop. Toss the pen, why don't I? Merge. Real quick. So now the shelves are there. Even if those lines are a little thick, I'll have everything in the direction it should be. I'll just have to fix the thickness later. Story. Window. No, that's right. I put color in the window itself. That's fine. So I should start probably filling out some more complicated decorations. Books. That was the wrong letter to double up on. Also been thinking, like, what does it take to animate this stuff? I already animated a VTuber, even if it's not the best. It would be interesting to try to figure out how to get this stuff to work. Okay, well, you can't really do anything with an eraser. Beep. Go over a little bit, angling it inward as you go up. Or is that maybe not a good idea? Maybe that's too much of an angle. At least on that one. And like that one. That doesn't look right either. How would you make this look right? Is it curved lines again? Maybe I need to look at more references. I got the bookshelf part right, but how would the books look? Hmm. 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 Honestly, I don't have the answer to this one right now. Maybe what's wrong is the progression of them? Because that's wrong. Maybe that's what's wrong. Following the same angle as the side of the bookshelf. That looks more correct. Probably very slowly gonna have to get slightly thinner and thinner. Give that same. Oh, that one didn't fit for some reason. Too thin? Only there was a way to measure the distance between all these in such a manner that you could be more meticulous about the rate at which it does. Hmm. It's way too fat. Da 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 da. Okay. One last swing. It's probably the one that makes it the hardest to figure out. Hmm. Seems good enough. Have to do a little bit more design work, though. Yeah, see? There we go. That little corner works out. Hmm. I thought about this before. I would have just done a single line right here. But the edge of the book would start there. Or maybe not. Well, that edge of the book would. Then you'd have to, like, widen this sucker. Okay, my eyes are confused. Let's see. Let's figure that out then. And then just get rid of this. Because that's confusing my eyeballs. Yoink. Frankie. Ooh, I took a shark bite out of it. Nope. Bring that back. Well, I can't do it zoomed out. I'll just zoom in. There you go. Ready? Do the next one. Looks like there's a line. Left over. What is that? Weird. Like a shadow line left over when I cut it out. Hmm. Okay. Well, that problem is solved. For now. Go back to this. Do the lines. Again. So my brain's not confused. Like right there, right? That's too fat. Kidoki. To do, I think. Now that looks completely wrong compared to the other shelf. Ooh. Not great. Hmm. Have to go to bed soon. Shit. Hmm. All right, I was supposed to take an allergy pill too. Okay, so where did we go wrong? Come on. Probably about there. Maybe sooner. What I'm seeing is it wanted to be over here. It's much better, but not quite right. Hmm. Well, when in doubt. Actually, no, I can't do that. Oh, wait a minute. Huh, I drew him on the wrong layer, didn't I? Well. Yep, I did. Forgot to switch back layers when I erased those other ones, didn't I? That's what I did. Alright, let's do it again. Move the books, damn you. Yeah, that's definitely not it. Why is it so difficult to figure out? I feel like I should have figured it out by now, but it's really hard to make convincing lines of books going around a corner. Maybe it's because I need to do the thing again where I follow the angle and only slightly deviate over time. That last one's definitely wrong. How's that? Probably more correct compared to the previous attempts. So, yeah, probably doable. I would suggest that there is more shelf, considering there's like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So across, we only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the slight view of a sixth on that corner. Yeah, I'm mostly pleased with that. Just gonna have to figure out how to do all the details and stuff that actually make it look more convincing and less noticeable. Of how it's slightly not quite right, the way the lines are drawn. I just noticed I should have my phone plugged in for this. You know, though I only planned for a very short stream today. Or, well, very short after game stream, anyway. We are down to 58%. That's never good. Especially since my phone is necessary for my job. I forgot to look for sunscreen when I went to the store. I'm gonna get sunburned again. Oh well. The sun might be my enemy, but it tends to win a lot of fights. Well, that being said, I do need to sleep soon, which means I need to finish this up. Even though this is only like the sketch. Most people do sketches in like 5 minutes. I'm over here still figuring out how to draw half the time. That's why I don't dare call myself an artist, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. It's a sketch. I don't need to be that perfect. Even though I prefer to, because it's also technically my drawing practice. Though I do plan on doing a different kind of technique when it actually gets down to the drawing stage. I'm gonna do a shading layer first, since I really don't understand shading, to be honest. So I figured if I get the sketch going and then start like filling in object by object, starting with light sources and working my way down, making light sources pure white and everything else less. So I figured perhaps that might get me halfway to having everything shaded properly. Then I'd have like the light is white, next shade down from white would be the closer objects. That would get more direct light and all that. That's what I was figuring. Should and hopefully would work. Not that I've gotten to that stage yet to even try it. Also, just a note, I know it's been a while since I've even talked about it, but I do still have a Discord. Not that it ever gets used. There's nobody there. Old Wizard of the Woods set that up for me. He popped in a few weeks ago when I was having computer troubles. Ironically, during one of my tests. I haven't heard from him since. Been a while. But for the moment, I'm still grateful that he set that up. Even though I've been kind of thinking of redoing a few things here and there. Doing some more research on how to set things up properly and all that. I know expectations of Discord channels have changed a bit over time. I have to figure out how to get like notifications and alerts for streams on different channels and websites, media forums, whatnot. It's a lot of work, though. Alrighty. But I think it's looking good. Still need to figure out what to do with this side. Then probably change that color. But considering how squished the menu is, it's kind of difficult to do that right now. Also, we can't see my... There we go. Save my progress before something happens. All right. Well, I think for now it's probably going to be good because I have to sleep. Which means I need to make sure everything that I have to have done before I go to bed is done. Like walking animals outside and stuff. So, that's going to be it for me. For the second time today. But, you know, regardless of your current time of history, I hope you enjoyed my attempts to communicate and entertain you with art and rolling some games on the game wheel. So that hopefully I can start adhering to a better schedule with more stream times for you guys. Though, like I said, I'm not quite sure about 6:30 starting time for Saturdays, because often we have other plans, friends and family. But sometimes, and as of recent, that's not been a schedule we've been able to adhere to. So I might be able to squeeze that time in. Might be a little later if we do our usual thing. But other than that, it's pretty much Warframe and Cyberpunk. So that'll be the games coming up here on the weekend. And hopefully I remember that I said I'm going to do Saturday stream. So yeah, that's going to be it. And bye-bye.